Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, because it's now 12:16. We've got Isabel Pisani, another one of our top team members, on a quick call with me today just to talk about herself and what she does at Valatam and with Valatam's customers. So welcome, Isabel.
Thank you, Dan, for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for being here. And let me start by saying that you have an incredible garden behind you.
Thank you. It's been one of our top activities during quarantine. So
you're going to make the rest of the team jealous. They all wish they could have an office like that.
This is actually my office most of the time. So
which part of Caracas are you in?
I'm in La Bollera, which is El municipality. So I'm in the mountains. So that's why I can bear to have this garden and have really great temperatures over here. So it's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right.
Beautiful and very natural and very relaxing.
Yes, indeed.
So let's do the same question that I imagine I did when I first met you. So imagine I didn't have your resume in front of me. Who is Isabel Pisani in 60 seconds? Like, could you tell us a little bit about you, your academic background, and also your professional background?
Yes. Well, I studied a double major, law and liberal arts at Universidad Metropolitana. So it's been quite of a ride. Actually, both of my careers have allowed me to pursue many different paths. So I've worked in the oil industry, in the oil and gas industry. I've worked also with small entrepreneurs in order for them to help them thrive and start a new business. That was more of a legal part. The other one was a little bit more of economics and negotiation with third-party relations. So I believe I've been able to, before Valatam, to have a really broad kind of background. So, and I'm proud of that because I believe, I know that today is over super specializing, but I believe one individual is more valuable to a company when they can be able to look through different sides of the company and be able to have that kind of bear in mind different sides of the business. So that's a really valuable worker there. So
awesome.
I'm more for a multidisciplinary kind of girl.
Awesome. And I love having lawyers on the team. Like whenever I interview someone and they tell me they're a lawyer, I'm always super happy because lawyers are obviously very intelligent, very hardworking. They've studied hard, obviously, to get through a law degree. But not only on the academic side, lawyers are usually very good speakers, which I think you just showed in answering the last question. How did you learn such good English, Isabel?
Well, actually, my mother is an American mother. So since I was born, she made sure that everything that we did at our place was in English. I mean, everything from Disney princesses to Barney and everything was in English. So we've learned perfect English since we were born, and English lessons every day since we were like 6 years old. So we had perfect grammar, perfect reading skills. So, and after that, I perfected my accent and pronunciation of words with MUN and debate. So I had really, really great teachers there as well to help me polish a little bit my accent and have a little bit more of a born and raised kind of English.
Excellent. And no, it's really, really impressive, your English. So well done on that. Could you tell us a little bit more about MUN? Because a lot of people won't know what it is, and I think it's a really incredible organization.
Yes, it's Model of the United Nations is a representation of how the United Nations work, and it's divided in different committees. So you can be in one committee talking about drug control around the world, in another one preventing war someplace else in the United Nations Security Council. So I believe it's a really great scheme. I know it's fake because that's what everyone says. No, it's just a simulation. It's not the real world. You're not actually solving real issues. Yes, I know that you're not actually solving real issues, but it gives you the knowledge to actually handle them in real life. And it also gives you the practice to actually work in that kind of environment later on. And a lot of people have worked in that in real life. So maybe from the simulation going to real life action is not that separate spaces, or it's not that hard to actually look at. Yeah.
Yeah, really good. And some of our best team members have come from MUN. It's a really impressive organization. How did you hear about Valatam? How did you come to work with us?
Well, there was a friend of mine that was working in Valatam. He had been working here for some months now. So he recommended that I applied because he said, you'll have the opportunity to work in with different projects and different environments around the world, and something that you've prepared for, and I mean in your life. So I was like, well, why not? So, and thus far it's been really interesting to actually learn about not only the projects that I've been able to work with, but the projects that everyone else works with. I believe Valatam actually creates a very multidisciplinary environment where everyone can learn from one another, and that's enriching for one's career to actually have this kind of contact with different clients all around the world, with so many different entrepreneurships. So it's amazing.
Awesome. And could you very quickly just go into a little bit of detail about the clients that you've worked with, like what types of businesses they had and what types of things you helped them with?
Yes. At first I started with some legal project. There was this legal platform that they designed in order for them to make it easier for the lawyers to actually have a timeline of events in order for them to present at trial, at court. So it was really interesting. That was my first client. Then afterwards, I went with a client that I'm still working with, which I actually adore the team. It's a magazine. It's an editorial. There are several magazines. There's several publishings each year. So my job here is it's advertising coordinator. So whatever the sales reps sell, I make sure that they get to the magazine on time. Actually, this week is a very hectic week because we're going to press, meaning that we print the magazine this week. So everybody that was left behind, we run and call them and send them a lot of messages. So that's more or less like my job. Everything has to be there on time. And one of the curious things about this job is that I'm always working 1 or 2 months ahead. So I'm already working on the August issue. So this one gives you a little bit of a time constraint, like, okay, it's almost August now, so I need to move quickly. It pressures you a lot, and you need to have things a lot beforehand. So you need to be very pervasive of everything. So you need to have your work always ahead a lot of time. So that's one of the things that I've learned in this past job that I really liked.
And they're a New York publishing company, aren't they? So the New York culture is super fast paced and everything now. So I guess that's an example of the working style of some of the customers.
Yes, they're actually located in Dallas, Fort Worth. But the chief editor of the magazine, the creator of the magazine, yes, she's now in New York. But the rest of the team is in Dallas, Fort Worth, and we're based in Dallas, Fort Worth. I mean, our public and everything that we do is Dallas, Fort Worth, children, and a lot of Dallas, Fort Worth activities. So it's a place I would like to move to sometime, because I've seen all of the activities and all the things that they do. So I'm like, I really want to live there now. So
lovely. And while you're explaining about your current client, it made me think of what's probably the single biggest testimonial we may have ever had, is the story of how you came to be working with that client. So the CEO or the founder of the publishing company is the lady who lives in New York, and she was actually recommended to speak with you specifically by another one of our oldest clients called Dominic. And the relation between Dominic and her is she is his mother-in-law. So if you're prepared to recommend this service to like the mother of your wife, probably one of the people you don't want to let down the most in the entire world, I think that speaks massively about how much he believed in Valatam services and also how much he believed in your professionalism and your capabilities based on an interview he did with you about another position a few months previously.
Yes.
So, well done.
Yes, and that was exciting because I thought that was going to be an interview, like they were going to review my profile and which were my intentions to work with them and everything, like generally a client does. But then she started explaining what was the job about, and she started telling me, okay, this is what you will do, and this will be the one that will be in charge of you, and like she explained everything, and then she finished with, I mean, I'm not asking, I mean, how good you are. I know you're good. I'm asking whether you want the job or not. I was like, what? I was I was speechless.
That's exactly what you want to hear at the end of an interview.
Yes, I was like, I can't believe this. I mean, I was shocked, totally shocked.
And you've been working with this client now for how many months?
For a year almost, I believe. Yes, almost a year.
Awesome. Really
In the next few days, it will be a year exactly.
you'll have your anniversary.
Yeah.
Awesome. Couple of last very quick questions. What do you think are some of the benefits of working as a virtual assistant or a remote team member for Valatam and Valatam's customers?
I believe there are two things that are the most important while working in Valatam that I believe that they've given me. First, I think it's responsibility. I mean, when you don't have somebody like there with you all the time, always, and it's up to you to get the job done and get everything delivered, and everything is up to your time and your schedule and everything. I believe that's one of the things that it's made me more conscious on my responsibility with the job that I have at hand. And the second thing is, I believe that Valatam has a great team that backs you up whenever anything comes up. I mean, you have somebody to give you recommendations, advices to anything that's client related in case you need anything from the team. So I think that kind of support and that kind of responsibility, it really makes you go up a notch in your background experience, and it gives you a lot to continue with that employer or to move on to somebody else, and whenever if you want which to switch paths at any point. So
great, thank you. One bonus question. Let's see which words you come up with, which word or which words you come up with. So if you could sum up working with Valatam and its customers in one word, or maybe two or three, like
okay.
what word or words would you use?
Oh my God.
Don't worry, I stunned Daniela with this yesterday, and she was like, because you know when you're on the spot,
Yeah.
it's harder to think of an answer.
Oh my God, I don't know. I'm not sure. I would say, I don't know. I think because I don't want to burn out like the one that I said before, because it's responsibility. But I would actually add a learning new things. I mean, be able to thrive in a different environment. I would never have considered myself to work in an editorial before Valatam and before DFW Child. So I've never like thought that I would like that. And so yeah,
learning,
thriving in new environments, maybe. Those are three words.
Learning and new environments. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So that we would finish there, but I think because you give such amazing answers, I'd like to do one more question.
Okay.
A lot of potential team members and also a lot of customers don't really know what Valatam's hiring process is. So they, like the VAs and team members obviously find it out once they go through it, but customers often don't understand what's gone on behind the scenes in order to present them with these highly qualified, vetted candidates. So like, could you take us through what the hiring process with you was in terms of like the application process, any interviews and the trial that you did before being introduced to customers?
Yeah. Well, when you apply, you're required to actually set the cover letter, which it's not regular here in Venezuela, but it actually makes you realize why you want this job so much. Okay, so that makes you question a lot about disposition to this job. Then you have 2 interviews, and after those interviews, which is a really hard screening because not a lot of people pass those 2 interviews, then you go to a trial process, and it's a 1 month trial, just to see which are the best tasks that you can actually develop. um, Everybody can do VA tasks, but not everybody can do them efficiently, and not everybody has the same skills to do them in the best way. So in the trial process, you don't only see those skills, but you also see responsibility, connection. I mean, you see a lot of things that can only be seen in the day-to-day job. So Valatam actually ensures that you have a worker that not only says that they're going to do something, but they actually do it. So it makes sure that the VA that you're getting already had previous experiences and has proven themselves, not only through uh, 3 tests before joining the trial period, but during a whole month of coaching and having special help in order for them to thrive in the task that they're going to help you. So I believe that's bulletproof program in order for you to ensure that you have the best ones out there. And it's not something that they told you that they're going to do, but it's actually something that you can actually ensure that they will do.
Exactly. I don't think I could have explained it better myself. So like we're really like in the interviews and application, we're checking why they want to work for us, and their English level is a massive thing. Their written and spoken English. And then we check their experience and their resume and interview them about their past experiences. But then we found early on that a lot of people might do very well in an interview, but then in the first days of work, they just wouldn't deliver how they said they would deliver or how we expected them to deliver based on the interview. So
Yeah,
by working with someone intensely every day for a month, you really see how they're going to work with our customers. So that's why we do the 1 month trial.
It's not only talk the talk, it's also walk the walk. I mean, I think
Exactly.
it's both things. Yeah.
That's it in a nutshell. Awesome answer, Isabel. Thank you very much. That was it. That was all the questions I had, and you answered everything amazingly. So Isabel,
Thank you.
thank you for being with us today, and thank you for being with Valatam and our customers for the last more than 1 year now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Have an
trusting
amazing
me.
day.